Today, we are going to look at the problem a lot of people facing and dying in silence. This is the story of my friend and how he overcame the challenges and returned to normal life. It is a lesson for all that are facing same problem or facing similar challenges. I implore you to watch this video to the end and share it to others who may be facing same challenges. Here is how the story goes.
About a year ago, my life hit rock bottom. Physically, mentally, emotionally. I was drained, and it felt like everything was slipping away. The weight of my depression kept me indoors. My body grew weaker, I lost touch with friends, and I wasn't myself anymore. I felt trapped in a loop of endless, painful days. But today, after what felt like an eternity, I can finally say I'm finding my way back. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm miles from where I started. If you're feeling lost, just know it can get better. It wasn't an overnight change. It took time and effort, but I started with the small things I could control. I made simple changes, getting out of bed, even when I didn't want to, eating healthy, reaching out to friends, and reminding myself that each step was progress. Some days were harder than others, but slowly, piece by piece, I began to rebuild. What helped most was not trying to fix everything all at once. I focused on little wins like journaling my thoughts, spending time outside, and even talking to a therapist. Support from others made the journey feel less alone. I started giving myself permission to feel without guilt or shame, and that was a big turning point. If you're in that dark place now, please know it doesn't define you. Life beyond depression isn't perfect, but it's worth fighting for. You can begin with the smallest of steps. Find one thing you can do today and do it. That's how it all starts. I still have my tough days, but I'm living proof that there is light after the darkness. Recovery is possible, and it looks different for everyone, but it's a path worth walking. And remember, no matter where you are not alone.
About a year ago, my friend's life hit rock bottom physically, mentally, emotionally. For reasons beyond his control, his health declined to the point where he could barely function like a normal human being. He couldn't go outside. He could barely eat. Every day felt like an endless loop of laying in bed, running away from life. Over an 8-month period, he lost 25 pounds, a lot of friends, and most of all, his sense of self. But today, after a year and 54 days, he can finally say he is recovering. The health challenges are still there, but for everything that he could control, he has done his best to get his life back on track. It wasn't easy and it wasn't quick, but in the span of 6 months, he made changes that turned everything around. In this video, I'll walk you through exactly how he did it step by step. And if you're feeling stuck, maybe this will be the inspiration you need to start your own journey.
Thank you, Mr. Natty, for this privilege given to me to express my ordeal. At first, I thought I will not be able to recover, but today I can testify that I am better and healthier. When it started, I thought that was the end of my life until I challenged myself that I can recover from this situation, and it happened. And here are steps I took during my trying period. Step 1. Clean up your act. The power of environment. When your life starts to spiral out of control, so does your environment. I was living in chaos, dirty clothes everywhere, a messy workspace, and a general lack of care for my surroundings. It was a direct reflection of how I felt inside. Terrible. But here's the thing, the physical space you live in can either help or hinder your recovery. So I started small. I cleaned my room, then I moved on to my desk. I did my laundry and started taking care of my hygiene again. As I tidied up my surroundings, I noticed that my mindset began to shift too. The environment you create for yourself matters more than you think. If you're feeling stuck, start with your space. It could be the first step toward real change. Step 2. Cut screen time, regaining control of your mind. During my rock bottom, I was glued to screens, social media, movies, endless websites. It was my way of escaping reality. But it didn't make things better. In fact, it was making things worse. I was consuming so much information that I didn't have a single original thought in a day. I felt mentally drained. So, I made a drastic change. I got 2 phones, one with all the distractions and the other with just the essentials. The distraction phone I only used during breaks, and the life phone was with me the rest of the time. By removing the temptation, I regained control over my time and focus. My screen time dropped from 11 hours to about 1 or 2 hours a day. If you feel like you're stuck in a loop of distractions, consider how much time you're spending on screens. Cutting back could be the game changer you need. Step 3. Adopt healthy habits. The mind and body connection anxiety hit me hard when I tried to re-enter social situations. I'd isolate myself, only to feel worse. I realized I needed to take better care of my mental and physical health. I started experimenting with different habits: journaling, practicing gratitude, therapy, meditation, and exercise. Some worked better than others, but the important thing was that I was trying. For example, therapy became a major turning point for me. I never thought I'd be someone who needed it, but it helped me process everything I was going through. Going to the gym and meditating regularly helped me feel stronger, both mentally and physically. My advice? Don't be afraid to try new habits. You never know which one will help you turn the corner. Step 4. Set meaningful goals. Ceiling vs. floor goals. As I started to get my life back together, I realized I didn't have a clear direction. I didn't know what I wanted from life beyond feeling normal again, so I took time to figure that out. I broke my life into 5 areas: relationships, fun, career, finances, and health. For each one, I set 2 goals: one ambitious goal, a ceiling goal, and one bare minimum, a floor goal. The ceiling goal excited me, while the floor goal kept me grounded. This way, I wasn't constantly feeling disappointed if I didn't hit the highest mark. Setting goals this way gave me something to strive for while also managing my expectations. If you feel directionless, start with what matters to you and set both high and low goals for each area. Step 5. Build a routine. Optimizing your ordinary day. Life is made up of regular days, ordinary Tuesdays, not just the highs and lows. So, I decided to focus on making each ordinary day as fulfilling as possible. I created a routine that prioritized my key areas: career, relationships, fun, health, and finances. Every day, I'd do something small in each of those categories. By optimizing my normal days, I started to see big changes in my life. If you want to make lasting change, start by building a routine that you can follow on any given Tuesday. Step 6. Do what you say you're going to do. Building trust in yourself. Consistency is everything. One of the hardest lessons I learned during this journey was that I had to keep the promises I made to myself. When I didn't, it killed my momentum and made me doubt my abilities. But when I followed through, even on small goals, I started to trust myself more. That trust allowed me to tackle bigger and bigger goals. If you're trying to rebuild your life, focus on doing what you say you're going to do, no matter how small the task. But also remember to be kind to yourself along the way. Step 7. Consistency over intensity. At the end of the day, the thing that helped me the most wasn't some grand, intense effort. It was consistency. Walking every day, even for just 5 minutes, became the foundation of my recovery. When you're at rock bottom, it's easy to think you need to do something dramatic to change your life. But the truth is, consistent small actions can get you further than intense bursts of energy. Stick with the small habits, and they'll lead to bigger changes. Step 8. Reflecting on progress. Looking back, this was one of the hardest years of my life. But I wouldn't trade the growth that came out of it. I learned that the struggle itself was enough to fill my heart. The climb out of rock bottom wasn't easy, but it was necessary. And if you're going through something similar, I want you to know that growth is possible. One small step at a time. If you've made it this far, thank you for watching. I hope my journey inspires you to take control of your own life, even if you're starting from a tough place. Remember, it's not about making giant leaps, it's about the small, consistent steps you take every day. If you're ready to start, why not try tracking your habits for the next 180 days? And don't forget, be kind to yourself along the way. Thanks for watching, and if you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and share with anyone who might need it.